I might not even go till 7:30 this morning. What are you talking about? I think some people have known that we've got a slew of afflictions happening in the house here today, or this whole weekend. I hope my kid doesn't have COVID. That would suck, but he might. I'll run the test today. There it is. There's another one. That's like one of the more minor things happening here. So it's going to be like this for 2 months, probably. So I'll be kind of like on and off. My schedule will be sort of strange and shitty and weird. But you know, fuck all of you, I guess. Eat shit, right? I know. I hate it. I want to. People don't say that on the internet enough. You know, like, you guys, we're all friends, but we're friends on the internet. We're friends in a way where like you're not in my house being family with me. So like if they're sick, fuck all of you and eat shit. I'm gonna go. People should say that more often. Anyways, I appreciate your gifts. God, I'm bad at this. You gotta stop telling your community to fuck off. Gotta stop doing that. I unplugged my headphones. Maybe I should just take this little Christian break time to make some coffee. What if I put music on and just made my coffee real quick? Why is stealing bad? This is something I've been bringing up a lot. I'm just looking down like a list. You know, as I listen to other people's lives, if I think of something that like comes up and like, you know, I'll like hear the guest say something and I think of response, but they go a different way. Like they tackle it some other way. There's a million ways to tackle these like stupid problems, but I'll write it down, just send myself a little note and be like, if that comes up, think about it this other direction, and just to try it and see it out, you know. But why is stealing bad? We get to say why. We say, I think it's bad because of these reasons, and you could list out these reasons. I should list them out. I should do a thing, because sometimes it's helpful to just be like, yeah, I listed it out. Here's why stealing's bad, and have just like a bunch of check boxes. Makes people feel unsafe in their like personal environment because they're going to get robbed. They like are busy like securing their goods rather than spending time doing art, which is more preferable. Like anxiety leads to shorter lifespans, you know, like these kinds of things. So you could like make a bit of a list of why stealing isn't good, and then it's why does God think it's bad? Does he care about like our anxiety levels? Is that what it is? Is it the same exact list of reasons that I came up with, or is it just because he doesn't want it? No. Or is it because it's good outside of, like, if it's actually objective, then even it's over God's head? Joe, I can't see your whole name. Joe. Oh, I did. Johan.
Yeah.
Johan.
It's either one. I don't really care.
Oh, cool.
What's it called? I just came to ask a question. Do you do like I know you debate like, you know, the usual uneducated Christians, you know, but do you debate like any? Do you have like any official debates? You know, like timed things, or do you plan on doing those or no?
No, because like debate isn't like really the point of it. It's not to like do debates. It's the discourse is the way to have these conversations where you have two people who disagree. But I'm actually like I want to help people actually like walk away from Christianity. And I think debating somebody, although the viewers get a chance to do it, like you can kind of like if it's not timed and stuff, you get to have a little bit more of an honest conversation. I feel. I know, like that's super useful. It works for some people. It's a really great method. I'm not like against it in any way. I'm just not like really interested in scheduling it.
Oh, so you like more like of a open discussion?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's understandable. That's all I came up to ask. Man.
Yeah, I don't like the method where you have to be like, and now I shall present my 5-minute thesis statement as to why this, like, it's just, first of all, yawn. But, second of all, just like, it's just not how I can converse very well. So
Yeah.
I've done them before, but just not enjoyable to me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's understandable. Everybody's different. But yeah, that's all I came to ask. You have a good day, man.
Okay.
All right, peace.
That was Johan. Small Johnson, welcome in.
Hey, how's it going?
You've been here before.
I have.
Are you here to say one thing?
Yes. Your head's kind of in the way of the background.
Yeah.
I can't really read it.
Happens sometimes. It's a tripod issue. My tripod sinks.
I see that.
In the front, and so like, I get lower and lower.
But I also wanted to say I love you and keep doing your atheisms.
I love you too. Thank you very much. In fact, I'm madly in love with you and everyone else in the chat. We're all married.
Me too.
Yeah.
Don't make me blush.
People don't know that, but when you, not just like when you join the community or something like that, but like just when you join this live, we're all married. So.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
We're polygamous.
Absolutely. But not like, it's not where there's one boss guy. Like, I'm not the boss of the marriage. It's all equal.
We're all equal. I like that.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, thanks for coming up. Pass around the Kool-Aid.
See you.
Yeah. Adam, welcome in. What's your age and religion?
What's up, man? I'm 28 and I'm Muslim.
Your microphone's really quiet. Do you have can you get closer to your phone or something?
You can't hear me?
It's like a distant, quiet, fuzzy thing.
Yeah, I'll actually rejoin. I'm finishing up a delivery right now.
Okay.
I'll join back in a little bit.
Yeah, if he's doing deliveries, he probably just like has us in a headphone or something. This person is trying to join. Ernest?
Yes, sir.
Hey, welcome.
I just have a question for you.
So sure, just first, what's your age and religion first?
I am 46 and I am a Christian.
Great. What you got for me?
Did you walk away from idolatry or you walked away from the spirit?
From God. I don't know which one that is. Is God idolatry or the spirit?
Well, it would be idolatry if you don't have the spirit within you. You see what I'm talking about?
Not remotely. What I mean is that I left, like, I stopped going to church and believing in God and Jesus and stuff. Which one is that?
Do you believe in yourself?
Yes.
So you have a God within you. You see?
No.
I don't think you walked away.
Oh, I don't believe in God. I just believe I exist as a non-God.
You exist as a spirit.
False.
A son of the Most High. A servant.
Right. I understand that's your belief. I don't believe in that.
No, I'm just explaining, from what I thought you walked away from. Because, when I saw it, you walked away from Jesus or you walked away from idolatry. You see the spirit?
Both of them. Yeah, I actually left both. Yeah.
So I understood that, but I was just wondering why.
Oh, yeah.
But you explained
good.
it. So,
yeah, it says to ask.
have a good day.
Well, I didn't really explain why yet. If you're interested, I can tell you why.
Okay, I'll listen. I just understood.
Yeah. So when you read the Bible, and there's these verses that say God is good to all, he has compassion for everybody, and you're like, that sounds nice, that sounds really, really good. And then later you read a different verse where he's like killing people. And I didn't see that those made sense together. Those both can't be true, you know.
It doesn't make sense because you look at the spirit and how good God is to give you life, and then you look at the man and how bad man is to take it away.
No, I'm not talking about people who took life away. I'm talking about God who took life away.
Well, that would be God taking away life from the children. You know, God said,
Right. Yeah, innocent, harmless children. Yeah. And I think you
yes, that
can't
would
say
be a man
he's
God.
good to all and he does that. That's a bad.
You cannot say what the spirit knows in the inside. That's all I can say about that. Because I do see the killings and I do see the bad, but I don't know what the spirit is, and I don't see where it goes.
Ernest, I mean, like an infant. He kills infants. They're not, these aren't bad babies, are they?
I know exactly what you're talking about, but do you know the life they would have had?
No, we'll never know. He killed them when they were infants.
We'll never know the life that they had. Well, maybe there was a reason why they were gone. They would have had
So
that life.
He killed them in advance. He pre-punished them before they did bad things.
I'm not God to explain the reason why, but from my opinion, maybe they would have grown up like a mass murderer worse than what we already have. Or maybe something would have been wrong with them they would have took it themselves. So God took it for
That's
them.
interesting. So God is okay to kill a baby ahead of time before they go do a whole bunch of bad stuff. That's fine with him, and it doesn't
I
interrupt
cannot
their free
explain
will
where
or
the
anything.
spirit goes.
I mean, that's just what
because
you said.
What
though.
I see is man killing the kids. I don't see God
I see
killing
that
it.
too.
I see the man God doing it.
Well, sometimes it's in the book. Sometimes it's both, right?
Because they believe that that's what God said. Why? Because he was going to come back himself.
No, sometimes he cuts children down and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, if God is willing to send an angel of the Lord, his like appointed messenger to go slaughter infants because they're going to be mass murderers later, why didn't he do that with like Hitler?
It was a man God, like Hitler, sent out to go kill all the children because God himself was going to come back. And he was worried. He's the king.
Okay. Well, I don't think that you're like
not realizing that
like listening
the spirit
to me
is within him.
No, I know you're kind of stuck in your cult rhetoric. Like you have to say the things that you learned from the cult, but you're not really like responding to the conversation. So I don't know if you want to keep. Do you want to keep being in it, or are you just trying to like say a bunch of nonsense until they leave, until you can leave?
Maybe it's nonsense to you if you don't understand the Holy Spirit God has given you.
I just mean because it's not responding to what I'm talking about in any way. That's why it's like nonsense. Like if you said something, so if you said something and I was like peanut butter and jelly sandwich,
the fact that God
peanut butter and jelly sandwich,
people, or God killed
peanut butter and jelly sandwich,
children. The spirit is pure. You've always
peanut butter
been
and
innocent.
jelly sandwich. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches make sense. Those are real, but it doesn't make sense here because it doesn't respond to what you're talking about at all. You get that now?
I know. It don't stick to you. I understand.
Peanut butter does stick to you. That's like the main thing it does.
I know, but the bread's not on top of you. You're not getting food. Like filled.
Man, they call it manna usually.
But have a good day. Blessings. You're lost.
I would love to, like, in order to have a good day, I just would like you to, help make me understand why God will kill babies.
I can't make you understand why a man would do it because I'm not him.
Is God a man?
I'm from the spirit that lives within. I would say, look at Jesus. Don't you call him?
No. Jesus
No?
could.
Isn't that why you laugh?
Jesus could fly. He wasn't like just a regular guy.
What are you talking about? He could fly. Spirits do it all the time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's not just a human.
I know. I
Thanks for
see him in the clouds all day.
Cooper baseball, JMR. I don't know that one.
You know, sometimes they make faces, sometimes they don't. They just cloud up.
Huh? What do clouds?
Yes, sir. You ain't never seen them? Like one that looks like you? You know, the reflection?
Oh yeah,
You
you're
made it in
like,
that image.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know,
I
in the
know what
inside.
you are. Yeah, you're one of those guys who like you look at the clouds and light through it and see angels in the clouds and stuff.
I don't see angels. I see the reflection of me. I would be the angel.
Right. So you're an angel of God?
Yes, sir. I
If
would be the
he
angel
told
of the Lord.
if God told you to kill a baby, would you do it?
No, sir. Because that's
You
not
would
God within me.
deny God, your creator?
Sir, God wouldn't tell me to kill a baby. You want to know why?
Why?
Because the spirit within the baby is God too. Himself has rose.
Interesting. Okay. That is actually very interesting, Ernest. So then with these babies that were killed in the Bible, and God sent an angel of the Lord,
Is a different
like
doctrine.
you, he sent an angel of the Lord like you to go kill
Like
them.
me, a different
Just
doctrine.
like you, they
He was not to
obeyed.
see the promised land.
Right, but
Yes,
they
he was not
they
to see the
obeyed.
promised land.
See how you're not responding? Like,
Yes,
see,
he was
that's
not
peanut
to
butter
see the
jelly.
promised land.
Peanut butter jelly.
If you would understand,
Peanut butter
and you're not
jelly,
even
Ernest.
listening,
Oh, hold on.
let it
Ernest.
stick.
Ernest.
He was not to see the promised
Ernest.
land. The one who will kill the babies.
I'm just like, how do we know which version of the Bible is the actual, like what it's supposed to be? Because it's been just translated so many times. Like, how does anybody actually know?
He for
Like,
sure is a King James guy. There's no way he's not. But he hasn't read it, obviously.
I tried to read it like a couple of years ago. It kind of dawned on me like I kind of wanted to know more. And then as soon as I did, it's just all these other questions started coming up. And I'm like, none of this makes sense to me. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you have anything else for us?
No. Just wanted to hop in and just say that basically, like, I don't understand. I think the what everybody's perception has been made of God as far as the versions of the Bible these days, I don't think that is at all what it was supposed to initially be.
Well, look, it's hard to do a perfect translation from one document to another. There's
Right.
some stuff where it's like this is the best translation we can do for this, but it doesn't maybe exactly nail it. And I get that. And then the other problem is like we find this ancient manuscript that says one thing, and then another ancient manuscript that says it a little bit differently. And we have to figure out like which one of these do we use, because people were, copying each other, and you got to figure out which one came first and stuff like that. So they sort of just threw it all in, and then later kind of, cleaned some stuff out. It's a mess. Like it's not the way to like figure out how to like what's real about God and stuff. What's this?
So it says you walked away from God. Did you used to, like, did you grow up in church? Was it, yeah?
Yeah.
And so, okay, I'll ask. So what made you walk away?
I was really struggling with like seeing the hardships around me. That was like some of the first stuff where I was like looking at all the struggle that people were having in their life that seemed unnecessary. And then hearing that there was this good God watching out. That was like one of the first things that like opened my eyes to be like, is any of this shit fucking real? And and then you look at the Bible for answers, and the Bible is terrible. Like it's just awful stuff. And so that was like scary. And just over time I had to like unravel it after that. But those were for sure some of the first things. There's a lot of little stuff. Like I eventually was like, I don't think the Garden of Eden is true. and our church was kind of split. Half of them did and half of them didn't. So it was kind of like, it's up to you. Do you want to think it's literal, 6,000-year-old Earth, 10,000-year-old Earth, or is this sort of metaphorical? And I landed on the metaphorical side of it, just because I was like, I don't think snakes can talk. I was skeptical of that. I think this is a story. But then I was fine with the rest of it. And then later when I had started to question it, I was like, if that didn't really happen, then the Jesus thing didn't really have to happen. There's no need for it. The whole point of that was to fix the original sin thing. And if that's not real, then why is this part? Kind of like, so it seemed like a little part you could take out, but it turned out to be this linchpin, right, in the whole theology. So
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Like, I don't think anything happened the way that it's perceived to have happened today. Like, I think Jesus was a person. I think, yeah, they really killed him, but I don't think that the story behind it was actually what it was supposed to be. I think Jesus had a whole nother meaning or reason why he was doing what he did. And I think everybody from there just twisted it and made it into their own thing for power, for control.
it's really possible that he wasn't a real person. It's like
that's possible too.
Yeah, it's a big possibility, but for sure, if he was, he didn't fly like Ernest here thinks he did. So, yeah, I'm with you. All right, well, thanks, hippie. I appreciate you.
Hold up.
Keep
I never
doing your
said that he
atheisms.
flew. I said clouds do.
Did Jesus have the power to fly?
Do you have the power to die?
Yes. Did Jesus have the power to fly?
Then apparently so, because the spirit's up there. You see him in the clouds?
Yeah, so you do think he can fly.
You'll
So why'd
be
you come
there
back with, hold on, I don't think Jesus can fly. Hold on, Mezzo. Why are you doing that? You do think he can fly.
I don't, because it's a cloud. Does it fly or is it floating?
After Jesus came back, right? Like he died on the cross, he resurrected. What happened to him?
Because there's a difference between flying and floating. Am I correct?
Yeah, you can float on water. You can't fly on water.
Exactly, and he walked on it. You see the clouds?
Sure, that was floating. He can also fly. Do you see the clouds?
In your eyes, he's Superman, but in my eyes, he's not. He would just be like the Father. You see, like mine, the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, but let's look at the clouds.
The Spirit lives within all creation.
Then he led them out as far as Bethany, and lifting up his hands, he blessed them. While he was blessing them, he withdrew from them and was carried up into heaven. And they worshiped him and returned to Jerusalem with great joy. So are you saying that he's not flying, but God is just reaching down and pulling him up, but he isn't
Carried
able to
him
fly?
up to heaven. He's floating.
Is he floating in the sky?
Carried him up to heaven. He's floating.
Right.
How is he flying? He got carried.
So he can't fly.
No, sir. He got carried.
Okay.
He's flying.
Jesus
floating.
doesn't have the power to fly. Okay, that's fine. I don't care.
No, sir, because you said he got carried up to heaven. He's not flying to heaven. He got carried.
I agree.
Floating up
He
there.
doesn't have that power. He's not powerful enough. I get you.
Sounds like a semantics argument to me.
It's just like
You said it yourself.
we're just arguing
he got
over
carried up.
superpowers. Yeah.
So he's
no, I'm
floating
with
up
you.
there.
Yeah, you're right. He
He's not
doesn't.
flying. Somebody else is
You're
carrying him.
totally right. I thought Jesus could fly, but he doesn't have that superpower.
Here's the interesting thing, Mezzo. I had the exact experience you have, except in reverse. I was an atheist, and it was my reason and intellect that led me to God.
Okay. Well, hang on a second, Ken.
For the exact opposite reason you had.
Yeah, we're talking about something. So just hang on a second. Does he fly in any of the other ones?
Condescending and mocking him is what you're doing because you're intellectually dishonest.
Unless you've seen the movie Superman. He's flying.
Ken, you're interrupting.
Yeah, no, because you're intellectually dishonest and you're a bad human being. You're mocking this man because you believe you're intellectually superior to
Ken,
him.
I'm trying to talk to Ernest. Just hold on a second.
You're not intellectual at all, and you're afraid to have a conversation with someone like me. I assure you. I can
I'm
see it in you.
terrified. I think you're a monster. I'm scared of it. Yes.
You'll kick me as soon as the conversation
You're
starts.
already about to get kicked because you're interrupting.
I like this Barbie talk.
Dismantling you, and I will dismantle you. I assure you. I'm going to
if you want to dismantle me, you have to let me finish with Ernest
I'm
first,
going to
okay?
expose you really quickly.
Can you let me finish with Ernest first or not?
Go ahead.
Okay, can you mute up because you have background noise? All right, Ernest. So, look, you cooked me, Ernest. I was really thinking that Jesus flew, but you're right. He was carried out. So God carried him out, probably.
An angel, maybe?
Angels can fly, right?
Now that I don't know. You know, I hear they're falling.
Yeah, how could you fall if you weren't already flying, right?
No, how can you fall if you have wings?
It's a good point. It's a good point. Look, these are the kinds of questions, Ernest, that for me sort of start to pull me out of religion. When I read this stuff and it's like, we hear that Jesus is floating or flying or just being carried away in the sky. I just find that really hard to believe.
Why?
I understand
come back
why you
after
would
I'm
find
done
it
with
hard to believe. Because, well, if you pay attention to everything, do you ever notice the clouds? How they shape into faces?
I mean, I've seen
Well, that would be
yeah.
a spirit to me.
There's a word for that.
The reflection of what I'm made in.
What's that word? Seeing faces in things.
Paradox, maybe?
No, pareidolia.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's like, have you ever looked at an outlet? I'll bring Ken right back up. He was interrupting. So Ken, just request back up, and we'll do it after we're done with this. Sorry, I thought
Yes,
Ken was like
you
was an
probably have more
atheist or something.
intelligent words than mine.
Yeah, I'll tell you what this means. I didn't know the word. I had to look it up on my computer. But you look at like an outlet, an outlet on the wall, and it looks like it has two eyes and a mouth sometimes. Have you ever noticed that?
Not really, but yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it does. And like sometimes you'll see it, in just like on the wall, if you have like texture on the wall and you'll like make out two eyes and a mouth. It's just like any three dots, can kind of like become eyes and a mouth. And there's a word for that. It's like humans have this thing in our brain where we recognize faces and other patterns, but mostly faces. And so we see them in trees, in clouds. People see like a face in a like burnt toast sometimes, things like that. And Benny's right here. They seem to think that it's because when you're an infant and you're first born, you need to like be able to find a face to know who can help you. Right. And so it like kind of helps like it's like a latching thing. That's mama. Right. That helps you like latch on to know, to recognize each other and other humans and stuff. And so it's like, we're good at checking on the faces. It also just might be that like when you're first born, a bunch of faces are over you looking down and stuff like that. Like, oh, look at the baby. And so some people might get it more than others. That's, I don't know if there's science behind that or not. It just could be that. And so there's a common thing where people see faces and stuff. And that's what's happening when you see a face in the clouds. Your brain is just recognizing this pattern in the clouds. It's not a spirit. It's not an angel. It's not a real like entity. It's just a cloud. It's like literally vaporous water. Just like dried water. When water dries, it like floats up into the sky like Jesus. And it goes up in the sky and turns into this cloudy gas. And you're seeing that, and it takes all kinds of shapes. That's all it is. It's not a like spirit or anything.
Pretty cool. So you ain't never separated from your body. Nice.
Yeah, it's true. Like it's not that like we have these bodies. We are these bodies. We're like our mind is within our brain.
You've never seen the separation of another. Here I am.
Never seen the separation. Like, I don't know what that means. But thanks for coming up, Ernest. It's been nice to
that
chatting
you ain't
with
never realized the separation of another body. You see a human? How the reflection of the spirit looks like me? You ain't never seen the two eyes and the nose.
Right.
Like the water hose. But have a good day, sir. You know,
Thank you.
this guy talks better. Talk to Ken.
Okay. All right. Now, Ken, are you here?
I don't know. You've got his picture over my name there.
I don't see either picture. Oh, there it goes. Now you're here.
I see him. Yeah, I just, it's just, for me, it's distasteful to be to condescend someone like that. It doesn't prove that you're in any wise intellectual or educated. You're just passive aggressive and weak. But we can have this conversation in the reverse from your conversation.
Did you want me to respond to that comment you just made, or did you want to bulldoze right over it?
Yeah, I want to bulldoze right.
You want to be intellectually honest and just bulldoze over me getting to respond to that comment? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let's see which of our worldviews is more reasonable and rational, and see which one is consistent. That's the real question. Because I heard you talking about murdering babies and how that was wrong. So you're anti-abortion then?
I don't think that fetuses and babies are the same thing.
Okay, so you have a complete detachment from reality. Can men be women?
No.
So men can't become women. Okay, at least you're not utterly insane. Okay, so how is a fetus, which is the Latin word for offspring, how's that not a human?
What?
How's that not a human being? A fetus. That's the Latin word for offspring.
Sorry, are you like opening chips? You just have like so much background noise. I'm really trying to hear you though.
Yeah, how is that not a human being? How is a human fetus not a human being? From conception to death, this is a human being developing. Scientifically, we're speaking just, objective reality. How do you justify murdering a human being in one stage of development but not another?
Yeah, so like I don't think that a fetus is like worthless. I don't think that. I don't think it's like zero value at all. But I do think.
Just your intuition?
Yeah, I'm just telling you my thoughts on it. Did you want to hear it?
I'm gonna do an internal critique on your worldview and expose it to be.
Oh, am I wrong? Are they worthless?
No, I'm.
Did you interrupt me to tell me I'm wrong, that they are they are valueless?
I'm interrupting you to cut to the chase, which is to say, ground this ethic for me. Ground this moral view that you have.
Yeah, I get that from God. I get that from the Bible.
You do?
Yeah.
So you're a Christian now.
No, I don't believe in God.
You've abandoned your rejection of God already in this argument. We've been talking less than 5 minutes, and you've already abandoned your worldview.
Yeah,
you're not talking to Ernest anymore. Yeah, you're not talking to him.
I'm not talking to anybody. You're not even here.
I know, because you have nothing to say.
How could I talk when you're interrupting the whole time?
Laid bare. You're not an intellect.
I'll tell you what. I'm just going to give you a minute. You do your insults.
Condescending man. This is what you are.
We'll let your insults
There's nothing good
run
in
out.
what you're doing. There's nothing good about what you're doing.
1 minute, okay.
And here's the thing.
Wait a minute. How do you ground good, Ken? How do you ground good? You said I'm not doing good. How do you ground good?
I ground good in God.
Okay. Does God say it's bad to do lives on TikTok? Is it bad to be intellectually dishonest?
It is bad to be a liar, yes.
Intellectually dishonest. Okay. And well, that's a little bit, those are two slightly different things. There's nuance.
Deceit is deceit. No, there's no nuance.
Okay,
you are a bad person. What you're doing is bad, and you know it's bad.
Are you also being condescending right now?
That's what I want you to admit.
Are you being condescending?
You know what you're doing. No, I'm not being condescending at all. I'm being honest.
Is interrupting bad?
No.
How do you ground that?
It's such a fool, and you're a fool.
How do you ground that?
In God.
Like what does that mean?
I ground my ethics in God.
I know you said it twice. Yeah, what does that mean?
There are 11 universally accepted fundamentals and constants in science. For example, gravitation, speed of light in a vacuum, these types of things.
What are you talking about? How do you ground goodness in God? What does that mean?
I'm trying to educate you because you're not very bright.
Then slow down. I'm dumb, Ken. Ken, I'm done.
I know this.
I'm an idiot.
I already know this to be the case.
Then slow down.
You don't have to confess to me. I'm not your priest.
Do you really want to help me learn this or not?
No.
Then you're being intellectually dishonest up here. You're caught being intellect. You're a bad person. You're a bad person. You grounded that in God.
Explicitly just said what I'm here for. I'm here to do to you what you were doing to Ernest, which is expose you to be not.
I was trying to genuinely talk to Ernest.
You're not bright. You're not virtuous. You were bad.
Agree.
You were
I
dumb.
agree. I agree.
You just confessed to me like your own priest.
I agree. Then slow down.
That's all I'm here to do.
Slow down.
Are you having a problem keeping up?
Yes.
Okay.
Like help me out here. Do you want me to become a Christian?
No.
What do you want me to do? Just look dumb?
To die and go to hell.
You want me to die?
Yes, because you're evil and
Right
we hate
now?
what God is. Yes.
Okay, I'll try. What should I do? like drink poison or something?
Yeah. No, you're well on your way.
What do you want me to like really do here?
What a nice person just says. This is a person, you're defending a man who is just up here mocking this guy. You're defending a man who's passive aggressive.
Who am I defending? What are you talking about?
As he
Ken,
says,
you're
as
off
he
your
says-
rocker.
as
Calm
he says,
down.
what do you want me to do, Die? Is that what you want me to do? Is that what you're trying to tell me to do? Listen, dude, you're disgusting to me. People like you are disgusting. Yeah, I know.
If God told you to kill a baby, Ken, would you do it?
I would do whatever God said.
If he told you to kill me, would you do it?
Yeah, listen to the question you're asking, moron. You're presupposing God in the question.
Yes.
You're presupposing God. You're not intelligent. You're presupposing God. What is God?
Were
God
you
is
up
the
here the
generative
other day?
principle, right?
Were you
Well,
up here
God
before?
Is God not the creator of all things? If you presuppose God, then you presuppose his authority. Presuppose his morale, then you presuppose his authority. And so of course you obey God.
Hey, Luke, welcome
Of
in. What's
course.
your age and
Your
religion?
argument is weak.
I'm
You're
22 years
half
old and I'm a
retarded.
Christian.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to talk to both you guys at the same time here.
No, you're not talking to me
sounds good.
anymore. You're disingenuous.
Ken, I'll talk to you if you want, but you have to like
I don't
shut
wanna
up.
talk
You have to
you.
shut up every once in a while.
You're an idiot.
Yes.
You're a fool.
Yes. He left.
Anyways, how's it going?
Okay.
What's your name?
My name's Mezzo.
Hey, Mezzo. How's it going?
Good.
Why did you walk away from God?
Because people like Ken. No, that's not true. He's obviously a piece of shit, but that's not. Did he slur at the end? I missed that. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, he seems fun. I walked away from God because I stopped believing in it. I was telling someone earlier, like, and there's a lot of reasons. Like a lot of things were happening at once, but one of them was that I didn't believe the Garden of Eden story. Like I looked at that and was like, this is metaphor. This is analogy for something else. It's a cool origin story of how like original sin entered the world and stuff like that. But there wasn't like a real talking snake. Are you someone who thinks there was a real talking snake or?
So, to be honest with you, there's a lot of things in the Bible that there's a lot that you can speculate on, and you kind of have to decide through doing your own research and your own study of the Bible about whether certain things are metaphorical or literal. When it comes to the Garden of Eden, and that everything in Genesis, I personally I'm somebody who leans more towards the metaphorical side for a lot of it.
Yeah,
I was
the same way. Like, that's just exact same thing. I was like, some of this stuff I think is like not like a historical account of, like, I don't think Eden was a real place or something like that. You know,
and honestly, what it comes down to, I just think, is studying the Bible. I'm a Christian, but I don't read the Bible. I don't study the Bible in depth like I should. I will admit. So I can't just say for sure, like, I believe, Adam and Eve were real people. But my tendency is to lean towards the Garden of Eden being more of a metaphorical thing. That's just based on my knowledge of the Bible. That's where I stand.
So what happened though is, like, I was fine with that for a while, and then later realized that the reason Jesus had to die for our sins was because of that. And if that wasn't true, then he didn't need to do that. And so, like, the rest of the story started to kind of fall apart. I'll have to move.
Yeah, that's fair. And, I can totally understand how you would look at it that way. And I mean, personally, to me, the question of whether the Garden of Eden was literal is kind of irrelevant when it comes to whether or not I believe the teachings of the Bible, and I believe in, the death and resurrection of Jesus and what it means. Whether or not
it made it pointless, though.
Well, yeah, and I can understand how you would say that, but I think kind of, whether or not the Garden of Eden and Adam and Eve and in that story was literal and really happened, whether or not that's true, Genesis is still teaching us about the initial rebellion of humanity, and that's really what it's about. So Adam and Eve, they chose to go against God's will. God gave them instructions on how to live. They chose to go against those instructions. That is what caused the separation between mankind and God. And that was their choice. They knew God was there. They knew God was real, yet they still chose to go against him. So whether or not that happened literally, I don't know. But I do know that concept is what whether it's metaphorical or not is still the concept that Genesis is kind of there for.
I get what you're saying, and like, what if it is real? Then that's like weird. Then everything about science is wrong, and like there's like some other weird outcomes about like the world. And obviously, God's not the best character in that story. Like the thing of making a tree that could curse humanity, don't put it in the garden. Also, don't make a sneaky snake. Like there's a lot of weird stuff about it that it just obviously is like ancient people's let's figure out, let's guess how the world came to be, kind of. It's one of those things, but I think that's all I'm saying, is that the problem is that if it's metaphorical and it didn't really happen, then it means that the cross stuff also didn't need to happen. It makes that kind of pointless. And then I start to put to question all these other stories in there. Did the stuff in Jonah happen? Did that really happen? Did the stuff in Obadiah happen? Is this real? Is Ezekiel real? Or are these just like made up things? And eventually it's like, did the Jesus stuff not happen? Like, are these fake? And it kind of just starts to like, when you start to skeptically analyze one, the rest kind of unravel because there's just as much fact to all of it. Like once a miracle happens, you really got to look at it like in a story. Right.
Yeah.
If you're reading an ancient story from like ancient Greece, like if you're reading the Iliad, and it's like, in this book, this happened, these people went to war. So far, that does happen. That's fine. Now on the battlefield, Apollo and Athena are throwing lightning bolts at each other. Whoa, hold on. I need to look at this and be like, is this real? Right? Like it changed. You've changed the story now. Is there really a war? Is this real? Like you have to be a bit more skeptical with it. So, as soon as people are floating around and flying or floating in clouds or whatever it was, then it's like, I don't believe this anymore.
That's totally fair. And, like I said, I think the important thing is just kind of doing your own research and studying the Bible for yourself.
Yeah.
Somebody who knows the Bible isn't going to be able to convince you of anything just by...
You got a phone call or something there. You good?
Yeah, we're good. But what I was saying was, I think that what it comes down to is really just doing kind of your own study.
Oh, I have been now. My Bible now is littered with like sticky notes and stuff.
Right.
Like now I do a bit more. But what happened is, like, as I was having this like mystery in my life, like when I was younger, like is this real? Is this part real? I looked to the Bible. And when I looked to the Bible, found all the horrors, like all the terrible things. And I was like, whoa, what am I a part of? Is this real? Like, I hope this isn't real. Eventually it's like, I hope this isn't true because this is too scary. Like, this is crazy. God is like making these terrible slavery laws, poisoning people as like some sort of a punishment.
Yeah.
And like I was joking about that Ken guy that was here before, that was insane. That he's God from the Old Testament. God is this angry, panicking,
right.
Kill everybody. I want you all to die thing. Like he's nailing Yahweh, right? Ken is.
I totally. I'm not denying that. That's it's hard to read the Old Testament and not feel that way, especially when you do have to read it in the correct context, which I know that can be a challenge, especially with how much you really have to dig into to really understand it. But there's a lot of confusion to be had. But I guess regardless of kind of your understanding of the Bible and what the Bible says and the things about it that you don't quite understand, where do you stand with your beliefs about God? Do you believe in a God at all, or are you an atheist, or what are your beliefs now?
Yeah, I'm a hard atheist.
Okay. So you don't believe in like any like what do you think happens when you die? Do you believe that you have a soul or a spirit, or like what are your beliefs on that?
No, I just think it's like right now I'm awake, and so my brain is thinking and processing information, It's like
Right.
just doing mental processing, and it's like it has this memory, and I think that stuff just turns off.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Now, if there was, would you want there to be a God, and would you want there to be an eternal realm? Would you want there to be a heaven if you were convinced?
So maybe I think heaven could be pretty cool. I think it'd be cool if we could like just exist for at least a lot longer. But I wouldn't want there to be one entity ruling it. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want there to be like one guy in charge of it, especially not Yahweh. Like for sure not that guy. But Luke, it seems like you're kind of busy. Do you have like some
All
phone
right.
call?
Sorry. No,
Oh,
I'm here.
it's okay. I just want to make sure I'm like you're still hearing
No,
me.
no,
It's
no,
fine.
no, we're good. I'm here.
Yeah, I wouldn't want like the God of the Bible in charge at all. Like no way. But yeah, it'd be cool to like get to live for 1,000,000 years or something. Maybe I don't think I'd want to live for infinity. Eventually,
Yeah.
I'd be like, we did it. We did life. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. I mean, but what if the God of the Bible really was good and was just, and what if he is? What if he has loving intent for humanity, and what if he is a truly good God, and you just kind of have to maybe seek him out for yourself to discover that? Because there's a lot in the Bible that if you don't really understand why certain things in the Bible happened, um, it's easy to look at God the wrong way. But the thing about um, the thing about Scripture is you kind of have to read Scripture and realize that some of the things in the Bible are they are there are evil things that are described in the Bible that are not influenced by God. There's evil in the Bible,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that evil is from God.
Well, I would encourage you to read my lips. And when I say that, I mean I have a website called Lips, and there's a link in my bio here. It's an acronym for a list of irreconcilable passages, and on it are just like a bunch of these notepads or these sticky notes that I have in here, and some other ones that my star-crossed buddy Joel helped me kind of assemble here. We're adding to it. There's going to be some more, and then there's some that we've taken out, by the way. There's some where we've been like, oh, this one, we found some reconciliation to this where it's like, it sure is, it's probably bad, but there's like kind of a way out where it might not be. And so we've taken some out, but there's like 30 on here that there's no way to say that this is like not God being absolutely monstrously terrible. Like, do you know the story of the Amalekites?
I don't. Can't say I do.
I'm going to have to share it with you because once per live, we read this. In the story of the Amalekites, and this is in 1 Samuel, so we're well out of Genesis. Like this is into where people are documenting this as if they're trying to make it like this is how it really happened. And this is a particular story that is a little hard, trigger warning to people, but we read it every day that I can remember to. Now, what's the context here is Samuel is telling Saul that he has been chosen to be the next king of Israel, and Saul's pumped. He's like, yay, this is great. And here's how he gets the announcement. Let me actually read it out of the Bible because I didn't put the whole thing in the website. Where's Samuel? Sorry about that. On some of the websites, we just like truncated a little bit, but I don't want to miss anything here. Samuel said to Saul, "The Lord sent me to anoint you king over his people Israel. Now, therefore, listen to the words of the Lord." So this isn't people doing it. This is God saying. In fact, it says, "Thus says the Lord of hosts. I will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt. Now go and attack Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have." This is genocide. I know that they did a bad. They like this is from 400 years or 16 generations earlier. They hurt some of the Israelites. They had a battle and they lost the battle. 16 generations later, he's going to go in and genocide them, utterly destroy all that they have. That includes babies, Luke.
Yeah. And I mean,
It says it. It says, "Do not spare them, but kill both man and woman, child and infant, ox and sheep, camel and donkey." God says, "Go kill infants."
right. And that's hard even for me, because like I said, I don't do enough of an in-depth study of the Bible. I haven't looked into these things enough. And I mean, I'm right there with you, and I can say that that's tough. That's hard. That's hard to look at, especially even as a Christian, and not
Well,
question some
especially as a
things.
Christian. For me,
But
it's like that never
yeah,
happened. That's fine.
yeah,
But for you, that's hard to the guy that you
it's hard.
say your
Yeah.
prayers to also said to do that.
Well, and you're right about that for sure. But I think the way that I look at it, and the way I think you can look at it too, even just from a surface level understanding, which is what I have. I don't, I haven't read the story before. Um, what I do know is that God is just, and God, he believes in justice, and so, and he believes in punishment of the wicked. Um, I don't know why he, commanded these people to go commit these mass genocides. I don't know. But I have to assume that there was there was justice involved somewhere in this. I have to assume that, because I know that God is just.
It's revenge.
Right.
Yeah. It says it in the Bible that it's to get back at them. It's revenge, not justice. I mean, there's a difference, right? So justice would mean that he would do an equal thing. You hurt some of our people, we're going to hurt some of your people. Although I think like hurting people is like not a good form of justice. But like that would make sense. But if the Amalekites had genocided the Israelites, then maybe, but then they wouldn't be alive to do it, right? It wouldn't make sense. So like, it's too strong of a punishment. It's not just. And that's the thing, like that, this is the type of thing, Luke, that it's this just direct contradiction. You said, I know God is just, and here he is doing an unjust thing, commanding slaughter of innocents. Innocent people getting chopped in half is not just. Right? Because I mean, whatever is good or evil or something like that, it's for sure not just. They did nothing except suck a tit, and they get chopped in half. That's like not fair, right? So what happens with contradictions is you have to adjust the description. A lot of people. And I'm just warning you in advance. Like, if you go out and look into this, what's going on in 1 Samuel 15? What's that about? Like, you can Google it and stuff. You'll get a lot of apologetics, and people are gonna try to do different things. They'll say the last guy said that the babies were going to be evil later or something like that. But that's like pre-punishment for future crimes. It's crazy. That's not just. Some people will say that this never happened, which great. That's another part of the Bible that's not true. Genesis isn't true. This isn't true. Like that's kind of what I start to do. You get more skeptical of it. Eventually, you realize the whole thing's made up. Yeah. Or you can lessen God's attributes. You could say like he's not all good. Some people say there's sometimes he does bad things, and people do that and still pray to him like it's not monstrous, So. There's a lot of different routes out of it, but the one easiest route is to kind of go like, oh, some people just made up God. This isn't real. Makes it a lot easier to cope with it.
Well, I mean, we don't understand how he works, and I mean, we don't understand him, and I mean, I know that the Bible says he works everything out for the good of those who love him. So, I mean, I know that, but there's definitely a lot that I don't understand. I mean,
it says he's good to all, whether they love him or not.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's true, but then there's still like, in order to receive, like true forgiveness, you have to truly repent. And so there is punishment, and there is, you could say he's not being good to those who don't love him, but if they refuse to repent and then there's no
The
forgiveness, and
babies?
there is punishment. Now, look, I'm not speaking for the babies. I don't,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I can agree that's crazy, and it sounds crazy, and I don't know why it happened, but I still, I want to ask you the basic question of why are you an atheist, and why don't you believe in any God at all? Like, let's just
Oh,
start
sure.
there, because I feel like I can give you pieces of what I would believe to be evidence for there having to be some sort of God, because just of things we see in this world. I just want to hear your perspective on why you're an atheist, and because an atheist would be to believe in no entity and no God whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think
So
there are
that's
any gods at all. I think that so I was raised in Christianity, so I dismantled that one first as far as like dismantling it, but I before that didn't believe in any of them. There's like, hundreds of thousands of gods in different
hmm
cultures. I only ever believed in one of them. And so when I got rid of that belief, I already didn't believe in the rest of them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So some people like leave one and go like, well, then where am I going to find my next God? I need a God to have. I was just kind of
yeah,
like, well, I already don't believe in those other ones, but I still don't believe in them because of things like this. All of the
right.
big like monotheistic gods have major contradictions. If your God has any omni attributes, it ain't real. And then the other
hmm
ones just are like so obviously mythologically fantastical to me that I just like cannot, I just can't not like get myself to believe in like Zeus or something.
Okay,
Yeah, I just can't do it.
but 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 just like, why don't you believe? Like, why do you believe that there can't be, or there isn't any sort of higher power? Because I mean, that's what it means to be an atheist. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
there's no like
do you not think there's evidence?
there's no evidence for it that like demands that be the case. There's stuff where
Well,
it's like I can't explain this, so maybe it's God. Like there's God of the gaps. I
well,
think that's weak
I'm
though.
sure I'm sure you've probably heard this before, but if you look at the structure and the order and the design of the universe and of the human body and of life and all this stuff, and you look at it, you really like, things were put together in a very organized way. Like
That's false.
our planet Earth, like life is literally sitting on a razor's edge. If one thing was out of balance, everything would be out of
It's
balance. And
that's not true.
it is it really is though.
Like
I mean,
what would change? Like name one thing that if we didn't have it, we would all.
well, I mean, if the sun was closer or further from Earth, the temperature would be off, and then we wouldn't be able to have ecosystems and
Who
life the way
told
that
you
we
that?
do. Well, it's the truth. I mean, it's
No, but
science.
I
I
know.
mean,
But like, did you learn? Did you hear that from a pastor, or did you read that in a science book?
well, I mean, I've heard that from a scientific standpoint. That's just, we just have evidence to
Not.
support
No, you
that.
haven't. You learned
And
that from
yeah,
church
we
people.
do.
Luke, we go closer and further to the sun by millions of miles every year, and we don't notice a temperature change.
Well,
Really.
look at,
Sorry, Luke. Hold on. Before you go on to the
look,
next thing, this is important. This is a common talking point
well, yeah, I
from
mean,
Christians.
of course we go, like, of course we, we go further and closer from the sun by small amounts, but
It's
the
not
fact
small.
that,
It's millions of miles.
but millions of miles is not much when it comes to the grand scheme of the universe, like,
Exactly, which means it's not that razor thin. That's why, like that type of the rhetoric, like the words razor thin come from Christian apologetics. They say, let's make them think that if we were 1 inch closer to the sun, we'd all melt. That way, it makes it seem perfectly finely tuned.
well,
That
yeah, I
that's
mean,
from
no,
Christian apologetics trying to keep you in the cult. The point is, it's
well,
not razor thin. Mars is in the habitable zone. It's that far.
hmm well, okay, just look at the human body. The human
Okay,
body is a
I
system.
want to look at the
It,
human body, Luke. Luke, I want to do that, but I want to just one more time make sure it's really clear that this. I hear this all the time. This talking point. If we were a little closer, farther from the sun, I hear that. Along with all of the other finely tuned things, this is a Christian apologetic that they have to like lean in and try to spread out in order to keep people in church. It's not true. What does it mean if the leaders of a religion are spreading lies in order to keep people in? It means it's not true.
Well,
It's a big
it is
problem for
true.
religion.
It is true that life and the solar system and ecosystems on Earth, all of these things could not be what they are if it wasn't for a balance. And if one thing, in many cases, if one thing was out of balance or one thing was not the way that it is, then there could be no life. There could be no ecosystems. There could be
Not true.
no.
The whole thing
It's
about
true.
life
It is very
the
true.
whole thing about life is that it balances itself out. When you talk about all of life,
So,
if
okay,
all
that's
of
true,
the
right?
bees
But
die, hold on, or like there's that famous thing where all the wolves in Yosemite or something, they got all the wolves out, and so everything else got to be like there was too many of them, and so they had to put wolves back in to eat the deer. Right? It was like they messed with the ecosystem, and they had to put it back in. But if it's not that like the whole place would have died out completely, just different types of life would be there, and in the numbers that like humans don't prefer. Life's fine. Life's good. Like we could all, humans could all melt away, and like life's gonna continue. Earth's been hit by goddamn comets that wiped out dinosaurs. Like not just a little subtle ecosystem shift, a major, massive global shift in temperature, air levels, everything, and life survived. Life finds a way. Remember Jurassic Park? Like that's what it does. It rebalances itself. It's not that someone has to come and balance it. It's just that things die and other things survive, and the ones that survive do better at spreading around. And so it's going to keep. It's just evolution. It's going to keep happening. Now, if the Earth got like completely split in half, then yeah, we would all probably like life would eventually like die off of that for sure. But like organic matter would spread out and land on Mars and probably proliferate on Mars, right? Like it'd be fine. It would just keep going.
well, I mean, like if you look at the world really is like a system. It's a machine. I mean, just like the human body, it's a machine. And I mean, we can both agree that machines don't come out of nowhere. Like there has to be a builder,
Yeah, I don't think they're
a
machines.
designer. Well, they're systems, and a system needs somebody to put it in place. I mean, that's just
That's not true. Some systems naturally fall into place.
Usually if there's something or somebody put like directing it, it doesn't just happen by chance. I mean, like if you really think that
Why not?
life,
Like what if you just put like if
it
you
just
had
doesn't. Like if you look at
I know you want to like end the conversation on that, but really try to like think through the argument. You can't just be like, no, it doesn't. That's it. Like really think about this like through. If there was like a separate universe, and like you have this one with God and He designed everything, and there's a separate one somewhere else that God doesn't interact with, but it has all the like matter, energy, and the like natural laws, right? And so stuff is just reacting to each other. It's just when gravity pulls two things together, they hit and they smash together and they spin around. It's just physics, though. It's not that anyone's like cautiously making sure they spin the right direction. Over time, planets are going to form. Stars are going to form. The same kind of stuff is going to form. The same in stars when like heavy elements are forged, like carbon that we're made out of. It's not that someone's in there like tooling the carbon. Stars do that naturally. That's the natural order of stars.
right, it's an order. It's an order. Exactly. God put that order in place.
Well,
And
how do you know that? What do you
there,
mean? Like
because there can't
have you
be
ever seen
order.
a star happen naturally?
There can't be structure. There can't be order.
Luke,
without
you're
somebody
claiming
putting it
that.
in
Have
place.
you ever seen God make a star?
Well, what do you mean? Like
Have you ever seen a star show up naturally? You've never seen either. You're just
I
like
haven't watched it.
Okay, have you ever seen
But
God pull a tree up out of the ground?
Well, when I mean, I've seen a tree grow up out of the ground, but it's not like I'm watching God's
Yeah,
physical hand go
it
down there and
seems to
pull it
be pretty
out.
natural when I look at it.
Right.
I look at
But
the trees and it looks like they're just doing it
it's
on their own.
it's natural, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that there's not, a God that put that in place,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that,
that's supernatural. It's either natural or
right.
supernatural. Yeah. Or
I mean,
unnatural. Yeah.
it's hard to understand what kind of like what more evidence do you need? You look at the beauty of life, like
Luke,
what more
that's not
evidence do you need?
because people. Okay, let me show you something real quick. Sometimes I bring this up because a cellular life is really interesting. Let me see if I still have it. Even we'll look at like
And
a
that's
cell.
it's very interesting. It's very complex.
This is like a
It's
microscopic
it's
view.
complex, and
These are
it's
blobs, right?
sure, yeah, it looks like a blob, but
Does this
it's
look
far more than that.
like God designed this perfect blob? It's not even a perfect circle.
So, do you know the functionality of that cell? Do you like there? It
Well,
is
yeah,
so complex.
this one's cancer. So this is like the complex cancer cell.
You pulled up the cancer cell.
There's like a breast cancer cell, but it's still a cell. But they look about the same, right? So like when you look at like fine-tuned complexity, do you think that must have been made by God? That includes cancer
I
for
do.
sure. So did he make cancer?
I don't know. I don't know.
The devil maybe?
I don't know. But I mean, I just think if you look at life and the order and the design and the fine tuning, like you said, of life, I think it's kind of unreasonable to believe that that just happened out of nowhere, that it just
when I
itself.
look at microscopic things, whether it's cancer or non-cancer, it just looks a bit messy to me. It looks like a bit of a sloppy mess that like is just pulled together. It doesn't look designed to me at all. Nothing looks designed to me except for like square straight lined things. Now if you're just saying like because it's so complex it must be designed, and real quick, God, there's like 7 guests in the request box. I'm not going to be able to take you guys up. I have to end really early today. So my apologies to everyone. This is going to be our last guest. Let me just go back to our last background here. We don't have to stop just now, but just letting them know so they don't wait for too long.
Okay.
So Luke, let's think about this. Okay, this is a little bit different. If we look at something and it's super complex, then it must be designed, right? That's your argument, kind of?
Yeah, I think if you look at something that has structure and that has some sort of system that requires multiple components to keep itself running, I think there always has to be somebody or something that designed it.
It's like it's so like complicated and works so well that it must have been
exactly.
Do you think God is complicated?
Yeah, I think he's very complicated. I mean,
and he works
we will never,
well,
right?
So who designed God?
Well, I mean, I believe he's always been and he's always existed.
No, but he must have been designed because he's so complicated and works so well. So he has a designer.
I don't know. I just don't know. You're asking me questions that I can't fully tell you because I mean, we're never fully going to understand God. But I think you should be asking.
But he must have been created, though, right? That's the point that you were just arguing, is that complex things need a designer. God is complex, so he needs a designer.
Yeah, I mean that's a very valid question, my friend. You know, we can't answer everything.
Luke, or it's the case that complex things can come about naturally because there's just so much stuff. There's so much fucking stuff in the universe that as they like stir together, it's going to be complex. It's going to be the case that some stuff works out really well and we see that stuff, and some stuff dies and we don't see that stuff. And since we're only seeing the stuff that survived, it looks like it all works well. But more things have died than are alive. Right? There's more dead shit than alive shit. Most of
Mm.
life has died. It failed. Life is trying to live. That's its purpose, right? It's like trying to keep going. I don't mean like it's like poetic purpose, but like, it's like
Mm-hmm.
genetic, like the function of it is to continue on its genes. Most of it failed. It's dead. The majority of life,
Mm-hmm.
like the far majority of life is dead. We're alive right now, then we'll be dead. We will fail. It's not a like well-working machine. It's like a stirred up conglomerate of nonsense that's doing its best in this like
Right.
deadly world that we're on.
Okay. Well, because so on that note, I think a really good question I would have to ask you if that's your belief that it's essentially it sounds like you're saying we're gonna die, so whatever. We're just these clumps of cells, these human bodies that are gonna die and cease to exist, right? That's sounds like that's kind of how you look at it.
Sorry, just in terms of like the design argument, we are clumps of cells for sure. But if you're talking about
Right.
like meaning and
So
purpose, yeah, I have a different view on that for sure.
so okay. If we can shift over to that, I know you have to go soon, but I do want to ask you,
Just like
do
we'll
you
just do like a
believe that?
really quick what's the meaning of life just in a minute here.
Well,
No, it's
I
fine.
guess what I want to ask is like, why would you say that humans are valuable or more valuable in comparison to other life on Earth, or do you believe that?
I don't think more valuable necessarily, although I do value things like art personally. That's just like my own kind of thing. There's a lot of stuff, conversation like that we're having. I value this, and I can't do this with ants. You know what I mean? I do. So like what I'm valuing here is like a combination of a lot of different things,
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I do value a lot of stuff that humans in particular do that like, yeah, like, cats are cool, but they suck at music. Like cat music is terrible. Have you heard them meow? They're flat. Like they just like bad singers. So like there's other stuff that I value more, but like, I mean, I don't eat meat. Like I am in favor of like protecting all life on Earth. I do my best, right? Like I'm the kind of guy who I put the spiders outside. I don't smash them. You know what I mean? So I am a little bit like that. I value life. I like it. It's just personal. I think it's great. I enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
But do you believe that inherently you are more valuable than a cat?
No,
Do you believe that other than how you feel about the value of life,
no.
are you more valuable objectively, I mean, than
I don't think
compared to a
value
cat?
is objective. That doesn't make sense. Value is subjective. The point of value is that it is from my or someone's perspective. Even in
So
your view,
what
that's
about
true. Like God
what about
values you or something like that.
what about morality? What makes morality? Does everybody have their own morality? What do you think about that?
Well, if
Is that
everyone
is
just
that
had their own,
subjective?
if everyone had their own morality, and like it was kind of subjective, then the people would fight about it a bunch. Like people would be, like some people would
We do,
think
don't we?
one thing and some people would think another thing, and we'd have like wars and
Isn't that
greed and
isn't that already how it is? Isn't that already the
yeah.
world?
I guess you're right. That is kind of what we would see. So yeah, probably subjective. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I mean, don't you think that there kind of has to be like an objective set of morals applied to humanity? I mean, because some people think.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
So, I mean, like,
Well, maybe it'd be cool if they were good. If there was an objective
well,
set of morals and it was like, and
they are though. They
by the
are.
way, go rape everybody. That's one of them. Which for life, that could be because that passes on genetic material, right? But so we don't want to do that one though. If that's one
Right.
of the objective ones, I kind of would rather not do
Okay,
that
so
one. Yeah.
so why is it wrong to murder or rape somebody? Why is it wrong?
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like use holistic consequentialism, which basically means like we look at the outcome, and then we can like look at all the outcomes from previous data, for previous times that has happened, and say, is that beneficial or detrimental to our goals? Our goals of like could be to have a happy society. It could be to to have like proliferate on Earth, whatever it is, you can only be good at something. I don't think you're just good, period. You can only be good at something. Like I think morals are for something, right? You can't just do bad.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do bad for something. So if the goal is to have this like, you know, well-working society where people get along and we feel like comfortable enough to make music and art and our loved ones feel safe and secure, then obviously we wouldn't want to live in a world where murder's okay. So we say, let's not do that because we won't achieve our goal, right? So what about you? Why do you think murder's bad?
Well, I think murder is evil because we were created in the image of God. We were created for a purpose. And so when you take another life, you're taking a life of somebody who was designed by God and given a life for a reason other than just to exist. And so, and I think God put these morals in place, you know?
So because
He tells us not to,
but we can't
he
kill
put
each other because we're like God?
well, because you are a sentient being. You have a soul. You have
But why is it
value.
bad to kill souls?
Well, because you're taking away the value. You're taking away
Well,
somebody
actually, I'm
who's
sorry, you
valuable.
can't kill the soul though, right? The soul.
Well, yeah. I mean, I
away,
guess, yeah.
So what's
Yeah, we're not
wrong?
talking
What's
about
wrong
that,
with
but, like,
killing the body?
well, because I mean, that person you kill was created to live on this earth for a purpose, and you're taking that life because you want to, even though this person was created by God.
What's bad about
so
doing
that's
that though? Like
well,
you're saying what's
that
happening, but
person.
what's bad about it?
Well, because that person is valuable. They're valuable because they were created by God. So
God values
they
them.
have yeah, God values them. They have
But
value
why does
because they are
God value
human.
them though? I mean,
Because He created them and thought they were good and thought they were beautiful, and you take their life and that's, I mean, the point of saying that
I don't
is that
understand
everybody has.
I don't understand what's like because God does kill some people, right? So is he killing things he values?
It's tough, but what I'm trying to say is that
What I'm trying to say, Luke, sorry to interrupt, but
human life is
in the subjective one, we're able
human
to
life
kind of
is
provide.
valuable.
We can provide a bit of a like. Here's why. We have this goal in mind and it's failing at it. Are you saying that it's because God has this other goal in mind and we're failing it?
Well, I'm saying that human life comes from the fact that you are made in God's image. So human life isn't just valuable because we know that we want to have a productive society. And if we start killing people, we can't have that. That's not what makes human life valuable to accomplish a goal of a productive society or whatever.
For me, it does. Yeah.
Well, okay. So
for you,
if I go kill a single person, if I go kill one person, is that really going to affect the productive society? I don't think so. So then what makes it wrong?
Yeah. Everyone.
What makes it wrong?
Yeah.
How is our society going to be any different if I kill this one person?
Luke,
so basically,
Luke, you're
logic,
yelling at me. You're yelling at me, Luke. Let's chill back out.
I'm not yelling at you.
You're getting a little Ken here. We can talk about this. Yeah. It doesn't destroy society to take the life of one person. I agree. What I'm saying is, if you allow for murder to happen, then the society at large will crumble because more murder will happen. And the people who, if society is your goal, the people who are around that person are going to be scared from then on out. They're going to be sad from then on out. Right? That's
right.
When that happens. And so they're going to be unable to produce and experience in the way that they were before. They won't be able to produce as much goodness and do art, make food, have a good time. They won't be able to experience the joys of life, and so there's going to be less of it. That's it. That's just my personal opinion, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what even makes society valuable? Just because we say it's valuable, does that make it valuable?
Yeah.
does the human
That's
does the
exactly how
decision
value
of,
works. Yes, absolutely.
but so what we decide to be valuable is valuable. Is that what you think?
That's what value means. Yeah.
Okay, so what if people start deciding it's valuable to rape children? Does that
They,
become, sorry, I don't think I can say that on TikTok, but
they'd have to
is
prove
that
it to me.
what if the vast majority, well, what if the vast majority of humans start deciding that that kind of thing is valuable? Then
Yeah,
does that
it
make it
used to
valuable?
be
Because
that
humans
used to be the
decide,
case. Yeah, that's how it was in like Bible times. Not like saying that the Bible did that. I
but
mean, they did, but like that is how it was. And then over time, we looked at it and went, "This isn't working," and so we changed it to this. If it goes back to that,
but
if it goes back to that, I would be against that personally.
okay, but regardless of whether you would be against it, is it wrong? And why is it wrong?
As outside of other people, I don't think wrongness means something. To me, it's wrong. I can't tell you what other people are going to think.
So what if somebody thinks it's right? Is it just because
I would try. I would try to convince them it wasn't because I think it's wrong.
okay, but you're
I would
convincing
say.
them on
I
the
would say.
basis of your opinion.
Yeah, I would say
That's just
here.
your opinion. So what even makes it valid?
I would have
It's
that
your
discussion
opinion.
with
It's what
them.
you think.
Yes, I
It
would
should
say.
be so. By that logic,
Luke,
what you
that's
think
what we're
about rape
doing
and
right
murder-
now. We're doing that right now. You and I are in the middle of doing that exact thing you're saying. You think something and I think something, and so we're talking about it.
Well, what I'm trying to communicate to you is that there is value in human life other than what we place on it. The value comes from God, not from what we decide is valuable, because human beliefs change. We can change what we think is valuable. Does that change what is actually valuable? That's what I'm trying to get you
Yes,
to
I think
but
it
what
does. But
that just doesn't work.
everyone values things differently, which is why there's war and stuff in the world. The thing you're saying, where like if there was some ultimate supreme source that said, "Here's the proper value of a human life. Here's how much value it has. It's less than me, but here's the value that I as God say it has. Less than me, of course, but you have some value." That'd be nice. That'd be great. Does that exist? Can you show that just because it says it in the Bible or something? How much is a person? If you kill one person, does it ruin God's plan?
It ruins God's plan for that person. Yeah.
But the overall plan is still intact, right? He's fine.
Well, I mean, if that overall plan included this person, I mean, I know God has a plan that is going to play out no matter what, despite the evil in the world, but he may have had a plan for that person. And because we have free
Then he
will
could
and
have
somebody
protected them, but he
decided
didn't.
to, well,
God's plan always happens, Luke.
okay.
He's omnipotent. His plan always
Right.
happens. Yeah.
But I'll tell you a good response to what you just said. Um, there's a reason we have free will. And because we have free will, going back to Adam and Eve,
That's part of
we
his
chose
plan.
to rebel against God, right? We chose to go against God. When we choose to rebel against
No,
God,
he
we are
gave
saying,
us free will.
right.
Yeah.
We are saying, so since we have free will, we can say, I don't want to love God. I don't want to associate with him. That's our decision. He's going to respect that, even if that means
He values that.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Because what is
he
what is
values
love?
that. Yeah.
What is love? Love is a
So he
choice.
doesn't
Love
value
is a-
human life. He values people choosing things. He values choice more.
Well, no. He values human life and he wants us to choose him like he's chosen us. But because we have free will, a lot of times we don't choose him. But if God were to create us to choose him no matter what and say, these people are going to love me whether they want to or not, we would just be robots. We'd be computers. That wouldn't be love. That's not love.
It'd be fun.
It'd
be dope. We'd be awesome, fun robots in heaven. But Luke, go back to the moral thing. Go back to the moral
thing.
That's
not real.
So I'm going to accept this so we can move on. Okay. So I accept all that. We are valuable to God because life is valuable to God. Okay. That works for murder. Why no stealing?
So with that, I would say
For me, it's the same kind of answer, right? Like to detriment to society, we're going to be careful holding our goods. No one's going to make all the art and wonderful things that we like to enjoy. So what's the reason God doesn't want us to steal?
Well, on a smaller scale than just like what we want society to be, what makes it wrong for me to steal your car? Well, it doesn't belong to me. And we live in a world where things work better if you earn them. Things work better. The society functions better if we have people.
Sorry, that's my
That
view. Why doesn't God want
I
us to
know.
steal?
No.
He
But
wants
I'm
like
getting
a
there. I'm
worldly
getting there.
society with possessions.
I'm getting there. God put these rules in place. He put these standards in place that you should follow. You should live the way he designed. That includes not stealing, not murdering, not raping, all these things.
Why? Why doesn't he like stealing?
Now, here's the thing. So this whole thing with society and like we want a good society that comes from God because he put these standards in place that if we follow them, society will be better. So I believe
he
he put
doesn't
that
want
in
us to have like
place.
a worldly society with possessions. He's against all that.
No, that's not true. He just doesn't want us to put those possessions above him. He wants us to have things, just not above him, not if we make it an idol. In the same way, money's good. Money's a tool, but money can become a god if you let it.
This is not biblical.
Then you should read. Then you should read the Bible. There's plenty of people like Job. Job was blessed with wealth at the end of his struggles. He was blessed with wealth. Money's a good thing. So if you don't think that's biblical, you should read the Bible. The Bible says that you cannot love God and money. If you love God first, money comes along. Money is a tool. Money's good, but money should not be your God.
Okay. And so why?
But anyways, I hate
no
to have to do this, but hold on. Something just came up where I actually have to go. So
okay, I got to go too. Yeah, we'll come back another time. We'll talk more.
And I will. Yeah, it was good. It was good talking to you.
All right, later, Luke. Leave religion.
All right, have a good day.
All right, bye. Yeah, I got to go too. So that's actually good timing, and I appreciate that, Luke. Yeah, come back some other time. I'd like to talk to you some more. I think that I would love to have Joel do the moral argument with him. He's better at it than I am. But we had a good talk, and we can get into some more. I think the stealing one is really interesting. I think that why not steal? The only reason is just because God says, and we don't know why he says. It's not clear. So kind of fun. Okay, sorry everybody that we're ending a little early, but I have stuff to do, and I love you all. There is some stuff going on today, by the way. Thinker is on Atheist Experience, I want to say, or something like that, but I'm not totally sure. Xena May is still on, so go raid Xena, say Mezzo raid, go over to Xena and say Mezzo raid. I appreciate you all so much, and we'll talk again soon. Show my cat.